Hey everyone, I'm Sean Duhamel from Mass Retirees. Thank you for tuning in once again. You should be in receipt, or you will soon be in receipt, of your September 2019 newsletter, which of course is the voice of the retired public employee. It's our association's newsletter. And on the front page and on page 2, we have an article about the Social Security windfall elimination provision, because we know that thousands upon thousands of our members are affected by the WEP, and you're clamoring for information. And more importantly, you're very hopeful that we're going to have some news about the progress that we're making in Washington, D.C. to provide some relief for all of you, and we want to update you. Now, the plan had originally been to have legislation filed this summer and hopefully back in July by Representative Richie Neal from here in Massachusetts, who of course is the chairman of the House Ways and Means Committee. And our association, amongst other groups, has been working very closely with Congressman Neal and his staff in Washington to develop this legislation. Now, as much as we wanted to get a bill filed in July, we got to pull back a little bit. And it's taking a little bit more time than any of us would have liked. And the simple reason for this is we want to get it right. And you'll see in the newsletter the term that we're using, and this came straight from Frank Valeri, our association president, and from Congressman Neal, is we cannot afford any more what we're calling false starts. So in other words, filing a bill only to find out later on that there's some problem with the bill, or there's some organization or group around the country who has a disagreement with us over it. We got to get it right. We've been working on this for decades now. This issue, as you know, started all the way back in 1983. It's long overdue for a change. And no one wants to fix this more than I do, or more than anyone here at Mass Retirees wants to fix it. We want to be able to deliver results for you, but we got to get it right. So with that, right now the hope is that by early September, we will have a working piece of legislation filed by Representative Neal that will do a couple of things. One, provide relief for current retirees who are victims of the WEP. We know that there's approximately 100,000 retired Massachusetts public employees who are losing on average $400 per month under Social Security because of the WEP. That's unacceptable. That's just unacceptable. None of us are happy about that, and we're doing all we can to change it. Now, in addition to fixing this for current retirees and getting you back a portion of what you have lost, we're also working on a fix for future retirees. Because remember, this isn't just an issue for current retirees or people who have already gone out. It's going to be an issue for every single person working for the government here in Massachusetts and the other states around the country that don't participate in Social Security. And you'll see in the September newsletter an article we have written about the impact nationally. We are at nearly 2 million people around the country who are victims of the WEP. And you'll see from the charts that we've published that that number jumps by tens of thousands of retirees every year. Every time we go back and look at this study, we have more people who are victimized by this. So the problem isn't going to get better. It's only going to get worse unless we find a way to fix it. So we got to, again, find a way to provide relief for current retirees and fix the WEP formula going forward. Now, I know a number of you are going to ask the question, well, why don't we just repeal this altogether? Why can't I just get the full amount that I was promised? Well, unfortunately, we don't have the support around the country or the votes in Congress to fully repeal the WEP, and we've explained the reasons for that in the past. If we went back to the way that things used to be before 1983, then there'd be many retirees from Massachusetts and the other non-Social Security states that would actually get more out of Social Security than what they earned. And that's not something that people around the country are going to support. So we're doing the best we can to move this forward, to come up with a reasonable compromise that puts more money back in your pocket while fixing this for the long term. And it's my hope that we'll have some new information in early September that we can move forward in a bipartisan fashion, led by Congressman Neal, to move this legislation through the House of Representatives over into the U.S. Senate and ultimately onto the desk of the President during the current congressional session. Thank you for your patience. Thank you for the input that all of you have had and the faith that you have in us to get this resolved for you. We'll be reporting back to you as soon as there's news for us to act upon, and I hopefully that is sooner rather than later. But thank you so much.